Welcome to the Relationship Blocks podcast. I am your host, Victoria Bond. I am a spiritual empowerment coach. I help teach others to show up to their potency so they can fulfill their mission here on earth. I am so glad you are here. And if you are interested in becoming a medium, if you're interested in becoming a life coach, or if you're interested in shifting your life from the 3D to live more in the 5D reality, then check me out, book a clarity call, and let's get chatting. Hey guys, and welcome to today's episode of Relationship Blocks. We are going to be talking about all things money. Well, not all things, because money is like a gigantic topic. It is one of my favorite topics, and it is something that I really feel is relevant to talk about, because what is abundance? Abundance is everything. Abundance in all good things is including money, because money is the thing that our human body requires. Our human body requires a roof over our head and food and clothes and makeup and cars and petrol and education. Money is the thing that we require for living in this time and space, in this reality, which means, we do require to have a good relationship with money. But it's too often that I hear people say that they don't have the money for this, that they don't have money for that everything is so expensive, that petrol prices are going through the roof, that taxes are too high, and the funny thing is, I don't really hear a lot of gratitude about money. I hear a lot of money is hard to get. We must work hard for our money. I hear a lot of mistaken beliefs, and I hear a lot of limitations. Now, that is not a judgment. That is just an awareness. And what I want to share with you as well is that's exactly what I thought until I did a whole lot of money shifting, a whole lot of money mindset shifting. Now, I want to share with you today the key things on what I did to change my perspective of money. There is a few things that I did that actually transformed my business and my reality, and also changed my husband's perspective and his reality with money as well, and even people close to me, like my sister and friends as well. So I want to tell you a little bit about the secrets of how I had a 20K day and the secrets of how I had a 40K launch. Now, I've got a few different programs, okay? So I've got a practitioner program to help people really implement the stuff that I've done. So I just showcase everything I've done and say, take what you want from that and go implement it if it feels aligned, and this will create you money. I do that, so it's basically bringing your genius into the world. I do Relationship Blocks, which is about people, empowerment of yourself and high consciousness, and of course, money. I do have a mediumship course, and that has definitely been my most popular program so far, actually, to date. And I will be bringing in a lot of money into that as well. We're actually just currently going through it at the moment, the first round. And the reason why I bring money into everything is because, like I said before, money is relevant for us to get what it is that we truly desire. So where do we have a bad relationship with money, and where is this actually getting us stuck with the things that we want and we desire? And what does that relationship look like? If money was your lover right now, how does that relationship look like? And I can tell you one thing is my relationship with money has got better. So has my relationship with my lover, because I realize that I am here to create my own money, my own health, my own wealth, and I am a half of a relationship. That relationship has its own energy. I have my own energy. My husband has his own energy. And if I treated my lover like a piece of shit, he may not stay around. And if I treat money like I don't want it, like it's unwanted, like I want to get rid of it as soon as I get it, then that relationship is going to become a little bit toxic. So whether we're talking about relationships or whether we're talking about money, it's the same thing. So how did I do a 20K day? I can tell you one thing. I'm not very techie. I know how to push play and record so I can share my stuff with the world on a podcast, but I'm not techie. So it's not about the Facebook ads. It's not about the structure and strategy. Some of that is relevant. Taking aligned action is an important part of living, of course. We're here to grow. We're here to keep growing and keep going. There is no actual destination. It's all about living. Okay. So it was all about the energy. It was all about the empowerment. It was all about the desire and the intention to help people. It was all about showing myself to the world and showing people all of me. It was about showing up. It was about being vulnerable. It was about dealing with my own trauma and my own shadows and being vulnerable within that, and then just putting myself out there for the world to see. It was about the energy pools and the energy expansion I did. It was about contributing to the world and letting the world contribute to me. Letting the earth contribute to me, letting the planets contribute to me, letting the sun contribute to me, letting those around me contribute to me. And why is that so important? Because I never used to have money. I used to have a shitty relationship. I mean, I love my husband. We had great times and we always had love. But there was a lot of times that it was shitty where we were both depressed. Even after we had children, it was like, what is this life and what are we missing here? So I went on a mission to figure that shit out, and I did. And it came from deep, 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 deep within. It is about looking within yourself and going, how and what do I require to have more abundance and overflow in my life right now that I enjoy? Enjoy is me. And I will do anything it takes to put myself forward, to find myself, to show up to the world. And if I'm rejected, it doesn't matter. I'll keep showing up. And then if I'm rejected again, I will just keep showing up. I am never going to stop. I'm never going to stop. And this was the conversation I had with myself after I was looking to rely on people financially, like my husband, or rely on like a job. Like I always financially supported myself. I was a hairdresser for years and years and years, but I never had enough. I lie. I always just had enough. So there was never any extras for holidays. I missed out on weddings because I didn't have the petrol to drive a few hours or give a gift. I was just always in the scarcity with overdrafts and credit cards and feeling poor, but I always found enough for smoking. I always had enough for my fags. I always had enough for a bottle of wine. I always had enough for food. I always had enough to pay my bills. I always had enough to pay the rent. I always had enough to pay for parking. I always had enough to pay for petrol. So why did I always just have enough, but I didn't have an overflow and I didn't have enough to get other things? It's very simple. I did not think that I was worthy of nice things, of abundance, of joy. I didn't think I was worthy of it. And I didn't think that it was my reality, because growing up, I had a great childhood with lots of siblings by a beach, like the best place in the world, I reckon. It was so stunning, but there was always just enough. We didn't starve. We had school bags and shoes and toothbrushes and food. We had all of that stuff, but we didn't have excess. My parents did a good job with what they had. And I thought this was reality, and money was hard to come by, and we had to work really, 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 really hard for it. And we had to be so grateful for every penny. And although that served me, it came to a point where I was like, all of these other people seem to be having money, seem to be doing things. Why do we have to work so hard? Why am I working until I'm 9 months pregnant? Why am I working when my kid is 3 weeks old? What is going on that I'm missing here? I had never done a lot of personal development. I'd listened to Tony Robbins a few times, but I didn't really understand how to implement that because I knew my worthiness. I had some toxic shame and toxic guilt, which I go deep into with my programs. Things that needed to be released, things that, If I mentioned when I was younger, I'd be told, don't be so silly, don't think about those things, don't mention those things. And as I got older, I realized that these things were relevant for me to release. So then I could receive abundance and joy and money. And that is where the Release Your Blocks program, my signature program, that's where that came out, because I realized that for people to be making a lot of money, like 20K days and 40K launches, that they had to release the shit, the limitations, the mistaken beliefs that they had locked into their psyche of what they were worthy of having, instead of knowing that they are truly worthy for being born. You were born on purpose. And how many of us think that we were a mistake because whoopsie daisy, I wasn't planned, I wasn't even wanted. How many people have that thought in their background of, I was actually an accident, and my parents kept telling me that, or my siblings kept telling me that, or I didn't quite fit into the family dynamics because I'm completely different to them, so I don't belong. Many people feel this way, but the truth is we are all unique. We all have gifts, all have superpowers, and we are here on purpose right now because the planet needs us, because the world needs us, because we need each other. So back to the money. This is all relevant, because everything is holistic. Our bodies and our minds, our souls, we're all here together at this time, connected yet individual at the same time. So we can pursue our dreams and our desires and be abundant in every way, shape, and form. So to make the money, I had to do a lot of soul deep digging. And I had all the structures and strategies because I had bought the programs and I'd learned the stuff. And what I learned, every time I'd learn a little structure, a little strategy, there was like about 90% of the mindset stuff that came in, because you can know all the things to do to make a lot of money. But if you don't have the energy backing that to trust yourself, then you probably won't be seen. If it's the wrong energy, you've got to be the energy to put yourself out there. You've got to be the energy to be seen. You've got to back yourself and know that you are worthy of highly being compensated for basically being born. So anywhere that you've got points of view that this is just crazy, that, the kids these days think they are entitled, can you please maybe just stop and go, maybe I am entitled. Maybe I am entitled to joy and money. And maybe if I stood there and acknowledged myself and how incredible I am, maybe, just maybe, I could receive so much more. And this is what I experience with people that do Release Your Blocks. I had one girl receiving messages from her mother who had passed after 3 days of joining my program. She was willing to receive. I have had other people be given cars. They've been given cars and getting checks in the mail. And, you hear this all from money mindset coaches and stuff, and you're like, yeah, right. But it's true because I've seen it. Did I give them that check? No. Did I give them that car? No. Did I make that spirit come through? Absolutely not. I didn't do any of this. I held the space for them. And they, at one point right then, realized I've invested in myself. I am worthy. I'm worthy to receive. And then in that moment, they received. So where are you not living in overflow? You're living in scarcity because you feel like that there is what you that's your value. That's what you're worth. Where are you not realizing that you are a divine being within your own right? And there's no one like you. Doesn't that mean you are uniquely special and divinely a divine gift to the world? Knowing your value is one of the biggest things if you are to bring money in, knowing your value. So if you are a holistic practitioner, if you are a coach, if you are in business, if you have a job, if you do anything, you have to know your value. You have to know what you're worth. You have to know that you have a particular standard for yourself. And no, you will never let anybody treat you anything other than the queen that you are. You will never let yourself doubt you because you are divine. You are a child of God. You are a part of Source. You are a part of this beautiful collective experience right now. And yes, I know there's some shit in the world, especially if you watch the news and really dive into that. But what if you are also a light in the world and your thoughts and your feelings have a frequency? What if you are a vibration and your heartbeat goes out to all of those around the world and we're all doing this at the same time? How would that change things? Knowing your value, knowing that you are a perfect being that has been through experiences, and knowing that abundance is sitting there for you to receive it and be willing to receive love, being willing to receive gifts, be willing to receive knowledge, be willing to receive wisdom, be willing to receive health, be willing to receive all of these things, because we are all energy. When you feel out of alignment and you feel like you're not doing enough, then you may get frustrated. You may feel the pressure and the responsibility to perform. You may feel like you have to overgive to show your worthiness to your job or your business or your partner or your friends, because you're not seeing that you are just enough. By you showing up as you is just enough. But the problem is we don't just function from ourselves. We function from energy that's around us. We get pulled in by other people's thoughts and judgments and considerations and opinions, their points of view, and we try to be right. We try to have a judgment on everything so we can fit into this reality where the truth is we shouldn't have the judgment at all. We can just be. We can be in harmony. And we don't have to bitch and moan and lock into alignment, aligning or reacting to prove a point, because there is no point. Everything is just our point of view. And if you can have allowance for people to have their own points of view without getting triggered, without saying it's just their point of view, it's just their point of view, it's just their point of view, then life becomes a lot simpler. And it's just your point of view that they have that point of view that is wrong. So who's to say what is right or wrong? Maybe there just isn't. So going back to money and the judgment of money, where do you not think that making 20K in a day is possible? Where do you think that having a 40K launch, if you do programs online or coaching or whatever, is not possible? Where do you think that having a 6-figure year or making $500,000 or $1 million a year is not possible, because you can't see it in your eye, in your brain of how that's going to happen? Where do you stop yourself from receiving because you're trying to figure it out and see every step rather than trusting the path that's ahead of you and knowing that there's a higher consciousness that is willing to guide you, and there's plenty of spirit around to give you little awesome bits of evidence the whole entire way, little gifts every single day, but you can't see it because you're too stuck in your brain trying to figure it all out? Is this resonating with you on some way? Have you been like that in the past? Are you like that now? Do you see that within people? So when we go into overgive, which I call guilt giving, I've got a podcast on giving and gifting and giving yourself away or something like that. When we do that, we're cutting off one of our arms when we give ourselves away, and energetically or physically, emotionally, whatever it is, overgiving is the thing that kind of leaks us out. It's a bit of an energy leak. So, when it comes to money, knowing your value and really, really pumping yourself up and affirming the fuck out of yourself every single day, and journaling and getting into the vortex of your day, getting into the juice of it, jazzing yourself up for the amazing things that are going to happen, and then just seeing everything is amazing. Seeing the cloudy day what is the light within that? What is the silver lining, as they say, within everything every day? Even if you are a person who has a job cleaning toilets, which a lot of people wouldn't want to do, why can't you have that as a glorious job? Because everything is a perspective, like my best job was working at the petrol station. I had a great career as a hairstylist. I'm now a coach and I love it. But before now, my favorite job was working at a petrol station, because I got to be me. I got to play. I got to talk. I got to be in the excitement and joy of my future because I was 16 years old and 15 years old. I loved every job I had because it was the energy I was being. And then I created everything I wanted. And then something happened from about 20 to 30 where I got a little bit lost and I got a little bit stuck in how this reality is meant to work. But I got it when I was young. Did you get it when you were young? You know, that feeling of excitement and joy. And when I move out of home, I'm going to do so many things, before the judgments came in of, yeah, you have to have this for this and this for that, and you have to work hard for money. Or before that stupid adulty stuff came in, which a lot of us bought into. Did you have that joyful, exciting feeling of play like you did when you were little? The excitement of Santa coming, the excitement of you're playing with your friends and going for bike rides, the excitement of creating huts. That is the energy that brings you money. That is the energy that brings you abundance. That is the energy to be and to tap into every single day to bring you your dreams and your desires, just like you did when you were a kid. Because those great days you had when you were a kid, or certainly for myself when I was playing with my friends and making hearts and going to the beach and being in excitement of the future, but also enjoying my playtime, that there is the energy of expansion. And when I was in those times, I had great days. And then I slept and I woke up and said, can we do that again? Can I have some fun? And the hours would just disappear because I was living, I was being. Are you living and being now in your life, or have you let the responsibility of life and the mistaken beliefs of other people's realities create your reality? Are you in scarcity, or do you have any mind chatter that is telling you that you are not worthy of being rich, of being abundant, of being healthy, of having energy? These are the things that pop up for us, and a lot of them are unconscious beliefs that have been, I suppose, gifted to us from this reality, but we can now have the awareness. So I'm inviting you now to look at these shadows. Look at what comes up for you. Shine some light on it. Don't repress it. See it, turn it up and go, I'm willing to see this. I'm willing to release this. I'm willing to be more now. And if you have any feeling within, but what if I fail? What if I get excited and then I don't do it? Then you're not valuing yourself. You're not trusting yourself that the universe does have your back. Knowing your worth and knowing that you are worthy just because you were born and just because you woke up and knowing that you're good enough just because you woke up means that you are magnificent. It means that the world wants to help you. It means that the people around are willing to help you. Are you willing to receive it? Where are you not receiving gracefully and instead you are resisting? When I made my 20K day and I had my 40K launch, and I've had quite a few launches and made every launch has been well over 10K. Absolutely. I don't think I've done under 10K, or maybe once I've done under 10K. And I was very, very strong within myself, and I was confident that I had such a good product that these people who came to me, their lives were going to change, and I trusted that spirit and the universe were going to bring me the people that really, really, really required to be in my energetic container. And we had this kind of soul alignment thing that needed to happen. And I knew that I couldn't mess up with my clients. I knew that they were coming to me for a reason, season, or lifetime, and all was perfect and in harmony. I had this unshakable faith. So knowing your value is important, and working on that mind chatter if you have any, especially if it's negative, doing all of that, and then knowing your worth and knowing that you are worthy, and it's already happening. It's already here. Your 10K months, your 20K days, your 40K launches, the $1 million, it is all sitting in the vortex for you, but you must put in your order. I desire more. Dear universe, right? Write a prayer if you like. Dear universe, I will do what it is I'm required to do here, even if you don't know what it is. Show me what you'll have me do, And I promise I will be faithful to you and faithful to myself, and I will show up even if I'm a little bit scared. I require to be highly compensated for doing this. If you're a specific manifestor in the human design, you might want to say, I require $20,000 please for this launch. I require $10,000 please for this car. And this is exactly what the car it looks like. Boom, 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 boom. Get really, 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 really specific. Voice it out or put it down on paper. Get specific and know that you're going to back yourself and that the universe will provide. The other trick is don't presume to know how it's going to look, because the person who got the car and the check in the mail, they were asking for more, and that's the way it turned up. Sometimes the money might show up a little bit different. So it may not be in like a money form. It may actually be like in land, like in property, or someone you might go, oh, I really would love some more clothes. What would it take for me to have some more clothes? The question, what would it take, is really, really good, because you're putting it out there to the universe. Not like, I wish I had some more clothes. I suppose that would work too. I wish I did. But what would it take for me to get some more clothes? What are the possibilities that I'm not seeing here? And then all of a sudden you get some money, or you win a voucher, or someone gives you a voucher, or someone gives you a bag of clothes. Who knows how it's going to come? If you get really, really specific, the chances are it will come more that way. But a good example of this is I really, really, really wanted to live in this little town. And I talk about it all the time because it's my hometown. I want to go there. I want to live there. My friends are there. It's amazing. I want to live on the hill and have my own little beach. And I'm pushing for this. But I have this awareness that I'm a projector in the human design. So I'm actually meant to wait for an invitation and not push too hard, but I'm still deconditioning. And so I'm pushing. I'm going to live there. I'm going to live there. And then all of a sudden we have this invitation to go an hour away to this other town, another beach town. And this invitation came when we were on holiday. It all kind of lined up kind of crazy weird, like how did that even happen? You weren't meant to do that even if you tried. And the next minute we're standing on a hill looking at a beach right next to my husband's best friend. And the next minute we're like, okay, cool, the contract's coming through and, we're buying this section. It still has to be going through and stuff at the moment. But I was like, oh my God, did not see that coming. And it's better. It's a better view. It's a better section. It's a better situation. It's a better everything. It's closer to the beach. It is all the things that I asked for, but it came completely different. So did the 20K day. So did the 40K launch. Although I did ask for these particular numbers, the way that it showed up was by me following the energy of, I trust this is all aligned, so I'm going to take the aligned action. I didn't have a massive marketing plan or Facebook ads, I did have Facebook ads for a free challenge, and I had to take massive action and all that type of stuff. But the thing that made me the money was showing up as me unapologetically and doing what felt good for me. It was going to the beach. It was trusting that I was looked after. It was doing my 50% and allowing the universe, the higher consciousness, God, the angels, whatever you want, whatever resonates with you, to meet me at the party. By me surrendering and trusting and having faith within myself that I can follow the energy and I can empower myself, and that it's going to land and it is all coming and it's in the vortex now, and I'm going to trust and I'm going to drop my barriers and expand out to the universe, and I'm going to be in the energy of, it is here, it is coming, it is now, this is what's going to happen. And I'm going to drop any judgments or considerations on how that looks. Because when we start putting attachments to it, when we start putting, I'm going to add this and this and this and this, conditions is the word I'm looking for. When we start putting massive amounts of conditions on it, then we start really limiting ourselves. So would you rather limit yourself on what's coming, or trust that the universe is going to give you the path of least resistance? The 20K day came from me trusting my gut. Now, I did have a coach at the time, and he said, do this, this, and this, and this, and this. something was unaligned. Oh, he's amazing. I'm definitely not dissing him. I learn a lot. But the point was, I felt that there was something off and not right and not aligned with me. So the structures we were doing and the strategies weren't working. So I went, F this, I'm going to do things my way. I went and did it, and I made that money really, really, really quickly. And that was the universe saying, you always know. You always know what is right for you. So you take what you want from the coaches around you, the structures, the strategies, you take everything I'm saying if you want, and you implement what you want, because we're all unique and we are all divine. Affirming the fuck out of yourself. Now, I got that off Amanda Francis. I'm not going to lie. But the message behind that is affirmations, man. Like, I trust and know that I'm worthy of highly being compensated because I am. I trust and choose to believe that it is all coming to me. I know I am worthy. I know I'm here on purpose. I know that money is coming. I know there's nothing to worry about because it's all happening for me just because I was born. And if you had that belief, then how could that not be true? Because everything you believe does come true. Everything you believe does come true. There was people who have won lotto. I remember Tony Robbins telling the story years and years ago. And these people, they took his training quite literally and said, we're going to win lotto. And he goes, I didn't really mean it like that. And they said, no, we're going to win lotto. We're going to win lotto. We're going to win lotto. They believed it so deeply. There was no doubt. There was no doubt. There was no mind things of, what if it doesn't work? They started telling people they won lotto before they had. Quite risky, but they did it. They believed it. They started acting and buying things like they'd already won lotto, and then they won lotto. And then they go, that works, we're going to do it again. So they did it again, and then they won lotto again. There's no difference between that and saying, I am going to have a 6-figure year in my business. And that's exactly what I did last year. I'm going to have a 6-figure year by coaching. I'm going to make 100K by coaching. And I did. And I had zero evidence with me and my no tech skills and my dodgy computer skills and being dyslexic. I had no way of knowing that that was going to happen. I felt like a bit of a fraud when I got a coach, and when I was doing group coaching, I felt like, I don't think I belong here. I'm sitting here with coaches. Who do I think I am? I'm just a try-hard. And I had these points of view. And now those coaches are my friends. We're all human. We're all having exactly the same experience, whether you're a multimillionaire or whether you're just getting on by. It depends on how much you're willing to receive. It depends on what you're willing to do. And if you believe you can have everything in a beautiful balance, then you can. But you've got to dig really, really deep. So what is it that you truly, truly want? Do you want money? If you have a bad, traumatic relationship with money, the first thing you want to do is look into it and go, how do I really feel about money? What is your first memory about money? I've actually got a whole lot of stuff on my practitioner program about money, a whole section about it, and I'm going to do more. There's going to be a lot more coming about money, because money is the thing that I tend to become closer to and grow this relationship with. And now every time money comes into my bank account, I go, oh my goodness, yay, I got some more money. There's another $33. Yay, there's another $300. Yay, there's $50. And every day I look at it and I go, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And my money is growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. And currently I've got more money in the bank that I think I've ever had, because every time I got to a particular amount, say if I got over $500, I'd go, right, better get rid of this. Where should my money go now? Where can I put this money? Should I put this money onto some bills over here? Should I transfer it over here? Should I give it to my partner so he can put it somewhere, like onto our mortgage? What can I do with this money? Because I don't know if I can trust myself with this money. I don't know if I want this money. I don't know how I feel about this money. I don't know if I deserve this money. And now, because I've done so much money mindset, I have got this point of view of money comes to me freely and easily. And the more I relax, the more I get, the more I align to myself, the more I get, the better my relationship is with myself, the more money I get, the more I choose myself, the more I get, the more I go to the beach, the more I get, the more I be, the more money I get. It comes to me so easily. Money is always coming into my bank account. And I'm so grateful for that money. And what would it take to have more and more and more so I can nurture this money and love this money and spend this money unapologetically and play with the money. So you can see how, that has changed. I don't hold on to my money too tight, but I respect my money. I am able now to I just shouted my brother out for lunch because he's leaving home. I shouted my friend's dinner the other day. I shouted my sister a petty as these little things that make me feel really light and expansive because I'm not giving myself away. I'm giving with gratitude of what money is allowing me to do, being generous. Another thing money allows me to do is to do free content and do podcasts. This is free. I pay for this. I have to get a VA. I've got to get like a podcast manager. I do all these things. You have to pay for the music and pay for the site and pay for this and pay for that and all these different things. And that's what money gives me. I can give people free content. Oh, so then it gets exciting because I love giving and I love contributing because it's so cool. And I love all those who contribute to me as well. So I go, oh, what else can money bring me? Oh, I can buy nice clothes and I can have experiences and my children can have nice things and I can have divine food. Oh, money's starting to sound really good now. And then what happens is a shadow pops up and people go, but what about those people that don't have the money? If they don't have the money, then why should I have money? Because that's not fair. And what if they judge me for having money? So these things come up, which really are mistaken beliefs because to be completely honest with you, the more money you have, the more you can help people. So do you have any shadows? I just shared with you, my old thoughts about money and now my new thoughts about money and how I love it and love to nurture it. And this is a relationship that requires to be always nurtured. One day I decided to play with this physically. So I kept putting money into my drawer and I kept saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you for every $20 I got. And I put it in my drawer. And then I realized one day after being on holiday, and usually there's nothing, and we're like, how are we going to pay the mortgage? We just went on holiday to, the free batch, but we had to pay for petrol and food, so we were broke. And I was like, how am I going to pay to do this $2,000 course? And I was like, it's okay. All life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. I trust the money's going to come. And I just started playing with it with having zero evidence that I was like, oh my gosh, this is like way too scary, this whole trusting faith thing, because that hadn't been my experience so far. Scarcity had been my actual experience my whole life. And then what happened was I went to do the course a couple of days after we came back. My little boy was just a baby and I nearly cried because I had basically exactly what I needed in my drawer. It's like it had multiplied, actually, like way more than multiplied. I had maybe $1,700 or something in there. I can't remember. It was a few years ago now. And then I looked at my bank account and I had the exact amount of money with about 3 cents to spare. And I said to my facilitator, who was my teacher at the time, you're not going to believe this. I had exactly the amount of money. I am so lucky. I always have just the right amount of money. How does it get any better than that? And then she was like, yeah, that is so awesome. And just having enough money will always have you just enough money. What else is possible? And I was like, oh my God. And I realized I've been limiting myself. And that's when my life changed with money. I realized that I had full control of how much I earned, not just because I had a 20K day or 40K launch. That was a couple of years after, because I realized that me and money had a relationship and money was neutral and money will do whatever I want money to do. So I felt really rich that day when I had 3 cents in my bank account and really, really, really grateful. And, I'm currently sitting there where if I went under a particular amount of 1,000, I would go into, whoa, what is happening? Money, don't leave me. I love you. Treating money like a lover means knowing your value, knowing your worth, having faith that it is coming, and having that prayer, like, dear universe, I promise you I will show up and do my part with my genius. If you do your part with me, show me what it is, and I promise I will be loyal to you and do it, as long as it's fun and expansive and joyful. If it's a little bit scary, that's okay. Show me what aligned action to take today. Do I go to the beach or do I work and put an offer out? What feels light and expansive? Because what is joy? Joy will bring you money. Money won't bring you joy. It can definitely enhance that joy, but you have to have the joy to start having it, and having the zero evidence goals that it's all coming. Feel that excitement of already having it. Know it's already there. Quite often, in my Relational Blocks program, I talk about conscious speaking. I talk about visualization. I talk about money mindset. I talk about bringing the money in. I talk about, hey, let's do some actual money training here so you can remove these blocks that are stopping you from knowing and trusting and believing that it is all yours. It always was. And the only reason why you don't have it is because you don't believe that you are worthy of having it, or you feel like you've got to do ABC to get it. The 20K launch had nothing to do with the structures and strategies. The 40K launch I had from selling out one program. The 20K day was because I put the intention of, I'm going to show up and do the work today. I'm going to show up and be myself. I'm going to see who wants to come and play with me. And if they want to join, they can join. There was no hard sales. There was, this is what I'm offering. Would you like to come play? And they said, yes, please. I said, are you sure? No, just kidding. I didn't say that. But, where are you not affirming yourself and trusting yourself and knowing your worth and knowing that, did you know what? If 20K a day is something that I can experience, it's something you can experience too. Who's to say that the money just has to come from your job? I set myself a goal last year to set to get over $300,000, and the most incredible thing about that was it wasn't until I was in a cafe celebrating with my husband, because I'm all about celebration. Something again that my coach taught me about. She taught me all about celebrating, which I kind of didn't think that you should celebrate unless there was something worthy to celebrate. Especially don't celebrate yourself. That was my point of view, being all humble and all, and. The truth was, when we calculated how much my business had done, I had exceeded the 6 figures that I had put out there. I had worked half the amount of time that I used to, and I'm sitting there brunching and loving it and having this divine life. I don't care if people think I have money. I had to get over that when my family goes, oh, she's got enough money. Because the judgment of having money, if you let other people's judgments keep you small, then you won't even have the money if you care about that. But my point is, I'm sitting there at the cafe and I said, I just want to do some numbers because I like money. So I want to look at numbers now, not at the bills or the minus sign anymore. And I went, oh my God, I've done over the 6 figures. But if we add in the property gains we had, if we add in the my husband's wages before he quit to come and work with me, so that was a zero evidence goal, and that was a bit of blind faith there as well. We made over, or pretty much nearly exactly to the dollar that I put on my vision board. It makes absolutely no sense that first year being a life coach, I did over 6 figures. It makes no sense. Am I special? No. Can I talk? Yes. It's one of my gifts. Do I fuck up? Absolutely. Do I swear? Yes. Am I aligned all the time? No. Do I have a great relationship with money all the time? Most of the time. Much better than I used to. So the point of this whole entire podcast is the secret of doing the 20K day and the 40K launch was the trust I had and the faith I had that I knew how to do it. That the 7.5K that I had paid the coach to give me the tips was all the stuff I already knew, but I wasn't trusting myself enough to take aligned action, to have the faith. I thought that it had to come from externally, but it never ever was. So what are you creating today? And what would you like to create? We can create shit, an abundance of shit, or we can create an abundance of joy and wealth and happiness. Who said that rich people were assholes? Seriously, who said that people with nice things were not kind and they were selfish? The bitter people who were in scarcity. This is no longer relevant. If you have enough money, great. Get some more. Be the Oprah, be the Tony Robbins, be the people who help people, be the energy of abundance so then other people can choose to be more. We're not here to be giving our money away to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. We're here to let them see that there is another way, by being an example, by being a guide to these people. And yeah, shouting people lunch and helping people when you can, that's what money gives you. How good does it feel to say, don't worry about getting the coffee, I'll pay for it? How good does it feel to say, I'll get your dinner? Honestly, when I could shout my friend's dinner the other night, and I was like, they're like, are you kidding me, Victoria? Probably because I've never been able to do it before. I was always going, let's get what's on special. Let's get the cheap wine. Let's go somewhere cheaper. It's too expensive. I can't afford it. I don't want to do that. All these different things. And I said, don't worry about it. I just want to shout you dinner because I'm grateful for you, because it's your birthday, or because I can, because I want to. I wasn't flashing around my money. I was just saying the joy that gave me, the gratitude that I had for my friends, and I was able to show them that, was worth way more than the $100. And there was a time not that long ago that there's no way I would have been able to afford to do that. So where are you not noticing how incredible money is, and how money is just energy? Being kind to somebody is just energy as well. So what is the difference between your relationship with money and your relationships with people? Kindness and joy and love and coming from your heart is the things that will bring you money, because you are worthy to be highly compensated for being you. Whether you are a millionaire or whether you are just getting week by week and going by, there is always another level. There is always another level, and everybody is the same. We are all human, unless there's entities listening to this as well. The people I'm talking to on this podcast have a human body. We've got the same psyche. We're so similar, but we've got our own unique gifts. So where are you not using them, and where are you not having the faith and trust that it is all coming? It is already here. It's in your vortex. Feel the feelings every day. Do the money mindset. Heal your relationship with money, and know that if a 20K day is possible for someone like me, it's possible for someone like you. It's possible for everybody. Everything is possible. And if you believe it, it will happen. Have unshakable faith in yourself, and know that money is here to serve you. It wants to be used. There is a massive amount of money, and it wants to go somewhere. It will go to the rich people over and over and over and over again. If they are willing to receive it, it will go to you if you're willing to receive it. So try saying, I am money and money is me. I am willing to receive all right now, all in harmony. Or make yourself up your own little affirmation. Affirmate the fuck out of money and yourself, and know that you are worthy just because you are. I hope this resonates. And if you have enjoyed this, please feel free to share this podcast with somebody else. Feel free to comment. Feel free to reach out. Feel free to check out my website, halohealing.nz, to see how you can transform even further and deeper if that feels light and expansive for you. For now, I'll see you next time. And that's a wrap for today. Thank you so much for joining the Release Your Blocks podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, I would love to hear from you. So please leave a review and tell me what your favorite takeaway from today was. There is so much more from where this came from. You can also find me at Holistic Energy Shifting on Facebook, where you can find more content, more coaching, and more guidance. Have a grand and glorious day, and I'll see you next time.